You've got to be about 2 centimeters away as we do so. Every time you tap it, it turns it straight on, which is really cool. And you've got to keep your fingers away from the sensors. So again, for me to kind of go off and
every time you press that button on the top.
Exactly. That button that I'll keep pressing is actually going to be a layers button.
Okay.
So every time I'm actually going off, I'm actually creating an individual layer which can then be taken into Photoshop, or it can be taken into Illustrator, or it can be taken into Autodesk, Sketchbook, it could be Designer, or it could be Pro. So for me, especially when it comes down to drawing and everything else like that, so I click another layer,
and how much memory is there inside the?
You're looking at 2 gigs worth of memory.
Okay.
And again, what it does, it saves it as a vector format. So you can actually get loads of different layers actually in it already. So once we actually turn that off, that's now saved. And I can actually unclip that. I can actually take that straight into Inkling. As you can see, that's actually just popped up. And you can see it's actually loading there at the same time. So you can take a look at everything that we sketched already. So there's our image, and you can see that we've got this little lip. So with this little lip, that signifies that we've got layers. So if I actually click on this now, turn these little layers off. So you can see where we started with our first layer. We can also play through it. So I can actually go off and actually got a nice little recording of everything that I've actually done. And with this little recording, because it's chronological, we can actually scrub from beginning to end or from the end to the beginning. So there's my little sketch, quite happily. If I go back to my scrubber, I can actually go through, and you can actually see in red how I drew. So every time it goes to red, it's the line that I physically put down. So I might want to take those 2 lines as an individual layer, and I click on that. So now, if I turn all these down, like so, you can see that's a brand new layer that we've actually created within the Sketch Manager itself.
So, and then you can take these out and bring them into Photoshop or Illustrator.
Exactly. Into Photoshop and Illustrator. It's got to be Photoshop CS3 and Illustrator CS3 and above.
Okay.
So again here, when I go to bring that, as you can see there's my image now, and also you can see the different layers that we've actually created as well. So you can see the layer that we actually individually created straight on the fly, which comes at the bottom because it's the newest layer that we've got.